Bonjour and happy Friday. This is DJ Vanas, and I wanted to connect with all of you before the weekend started to share a short message about one of the 7 grandfather teachings, which is a code that was given to us as Anishinaabe people, tribal people, to live a good life. And these were teachings that included things like wisdom, love, courage, but one that I want to focus on in these 7 grandfather teachings is humility. And it's we're all going through a struggle right now. This is an unprecedented time. We live in times of uncertainty, and we have gone from being very busy and engaged to being very humbled. People are in struggle. People have gone from full-time employment to no jobs. People are struggling to pay the bills, to make ends meet, to take care of their families, to homeschool, make sure food is on the table, toilet paper on the rolls. There's a lot of things going on right now that are humbling to all of us. Everybody's going through something right now. And when we talk about the power of humility, what that means is acknowledging that we sometimes don't have all the answers, that we sometimes don't get it all just right, and that we all need outside answers, we all need encouragement, we need support, and we need to be willing to accept help and advice or encouragement from other people who are willing to help us out. You know, some of us are really good at helping others. And this is, by the way, this message especially applies to those of you brave souls, those of you heroes, you warriors that are in healthcare right now. They're at the front lines and helping people every day, that are great at helping others, but not so good at accepting help when it's offered. And so that's what humility really is all about. Is being willing to open the doors to our heart and accept help that is willingly given by the people around us that love and care for us. And it brings me up to, it reminds me of a story that happened to me when I was a kid. And I want to share this with you because this really highlights how important humility can be. And when we don't have humility, the impacts that it can lead to. When I was 11 years old, I had my appendix removed. And the hospital I had it done, where I had it done, I think it was Learn As You Go medicine. So most appendectomy scars are maybe 2 inches wide. Mine goes from my belly button to the side of my body. They open me up. And I woke up in the worst pain of my life. I had 12 stainless steel staples keeping my little body together. I was in the worst pain. I felt like I had been run over by a truck twice. And I'm laying in bed and I'm moaning and I'm crying, and my parents had to help me do everything, sit up in bed, to eat, to go to the bathroom. And every once in a while, the door would open up and I would hear harp music and just this calming peace, this enamored vision would come into my mind. It was my nurse. And I was 11 years old and I was in full crush mode on my nurse. And so she would come in, ask how I was doing. I pretended like I wasn't in the worst pain of my life, that pride was really kicking in. And she would leave and I would go back to crying and moaning. And about 10 till 8, the nurse came in and she said, visitor hours are almost over, so your parents are going to have to leave, but I'm on shift tonight and I'm happy to help you. If you need anything, if you need help going to the bathroom. As soon as she said that, I remember my face and my neck got hot. I was so embarrassed to even entertain the idea of asking her for help to do something so intimate and personal. And she said, there's a call button on the side of the bed, and just ring that if you need something to eat, whatever, I'm here for you. I'm willing to help with whatever you need. So she left, and 8 o'clock rolled around. My parents had to leave. Visitor hours were over. And, you know, whenever you come out of a surgery, they hook you up to a big giant bag, and that bag is filled with saline, liquid. So, because the more hydrated we are, the quicker we heal. It also makes you have to go to the bathroom about every 5 minutes. Now, my 11-year-old mind started working, and I said, you know, there's no way I'm going to ask for help to go to the restroom tonight. I'm just going to hold it. Yeah, that was the end of my plan. Just hold it all night. Not very realistic, but I was 11. Pride was kicking in, and pride can make us make some terrible decisions at times. And so that strategy worked until about 8:22. And I had sweat coming down my head. My foot is shaking in bed. It's go time. On the left side of my bed is a call button. And on the right side of my bed is a Tupperware jug about a third full. Decisions, decisions. And as an 11-year-old, I made a fateful decision that night that I refused to accept the help that was so willingly given by my wonderful nurse. And pride kicked in and I said, I am not going to ask for help. I've got this. So I shuffled out to the edge of the bed. And you know, medical beds are always like 10 feet off the ground. And especially as an 11-year-old, I felt like I was 10 stories up. And I shuffled out to the edge of the bed with the Tupperware jug in front of me and got into position to do my business. And I'm on the edge of the bed and I've got a paper gown on top of starched linens. And the reaction to that is kind of like a plastic toboggan on a snowy hill. And I started to slide. And as I started to slide, I sat up really quickly to stop the slide and I ripped a staple. Searing pain shot through my body. I yelled out in pain. I dropped the jug. It hit the floor. The story's bad, but it gets worse. I didn't stop sliding. I'm clawing at the bed, trying to maintain my position, going through the pain of just ripping a staple, and I fell off the bed into the puddle. The story is bad, but it gets worse. Guess what I had to do next? You guessed it. I had to ring the call button. Now, when she came in, it was a terrible scene laid out. I'm laying face down in a yellow puddle of my own creation with my naked rear end hanging out of my paper gown. All my cool points were gone. Any chance at a long-term relationship with this woman had disappeared because my pride got the best of me. Humility was nowhere to be seen. I was unwilling to accept the help that was given, and I paid a price for it. And I know that everybody is going through something right now, and we're all in a struggle. But I'll remind you again, we all need help at times. We are human beings. We need outside answers. We need to be able to admit when we're not making the right call or when we make a mistake, especially living in close quarters with the people we love most. Sometimes the most powerful words we can say is, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say it that way. That also takes humility. So as we go into the weekend and as we continue being in this strange and uncertain dynamic that we're in right now, I just ask you to go back to those 7 grandfathers' teachings and remember the quality of humility, which is something we all need so that we can maintain those strong bonds with the people that we love most. It's not just about offering help, which a lot of the people that, like I said, I work with, especially in healthcare, are wonderful at, but so terrible at times of accepting the help from the people around them that love them and support them so much. So think about that as you go into your weekend. Thank you for listening to the message. Stay strong on your warrior path. Follow the protocols, wash your hands, do the things that you need to take care of yourself, to take care of your families, and we will get through this. So with that, thank you for tuning in. Miigwech, and I'll see you next time.